But first, the world is mourning the loss of Pope Francis. Seen as a voice for the poor, he overcame resistance to shape the Catholic Church as it's known today. The Vatican confirmed he passed away this morning at the age of 88 at his residence after making multiple appearances throughout Holy Week. He was last seen in public yesterday, where he delighted crowds at St. Peter's Basilica in Rome for an Easter Sunday celebration. Tessa Bennett has this top story for us tonight. Tessa.
Emily, while he did not lead any major services during the holiday period, Pope Francis continued to hold engagements until yesterday, including a meeting with U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance. Now, reaction is pouring in from across the world, reflecting on the legacy Pope Francis leaves behind. Bells sounded in St. Peter's Square at the Vatican today after the news of Pope Francis's death. After a 12-year papacy and a fight to modernize the Catholic Church, the Pope passed away at the age of 88. The Vatican shared the news this morning, saying he had passed in his residence after suffering a stroke, leading to a coma and irreversible heart failure. One of his final encounters was with U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance, who visited the Vatican yesterday. Vance took to social media after learning of the Pope's passing, saying he was happy to have seen him. Despite recent health struggles, the Pope made many public appearances during Holy Week, leading up to Easter Sunday, where he delivered a special blessing to the world.
Cari fratelli e sorelle, buona Pasqua.
Francis, born Jorge Mario Bergoglio, became the first Latin American and member of the Jesuit order to be elected Pope in the Church's 2,000-year history. He was also the first Pope to choose the name Francis.
He was a pastor. I mean, he emphasized outreach to the people. He emphasized pastoral care. When he was Archbishop, he really made, you could say, the personal touch in pastoral care a priority.
The Argentinian-born pontiff gained a reputation as a modernizer, speaking boldly about humanitarian crises and working to reform certain elitist mentalities among the clergy, encouraging a compassionate approach towards divorced and gay Catholics.
I love the phrase that he had. He wanted to create a revolution of tenderness in the church. And I think that kind of sums up his pastoral style. He was deeply himself devoted, I guess you could say, to, I don't know, how could we put it, God's own heart.
The Pope took measures to address financial corruption in the Vatican and worked to mitigate clerical sexual abuse, even introducing laws to hold bishops accountable. Additionally, Francis authorized priests to offer blessings to same-sex couples. Despite his attempts to make these reforms, he did face resistance from the more conservative side of the church.
He wanted to present the public presence of a Christian leader who led with mercy rather than judgment. And I think that's an enduring legacy because it touched people's hearts.
Since the news of his passing, world leaders have been sending their condolences, reflecting on the legacy Francis leaves behind.
Pope Francis was a voice of moral clarity, spiritual courage, and boundless compassion.
Our divided and discordant world will be a much better place if we follow his example of unity and mutual understanding in our own actions. Thank you.
Cardinal Kevin Farrell, who announced the Pope's death, is now the acting head of the Vatican until a new Pope is selected. Farrell will designate a mourning schedule, including the date of the funeral and burial. The funeral will likely be held within 4 to 6 days.